Each year, craft-related issues are responsible for over 1.3 million service calls. The impact to the customer experience and financial costs is tremendous. In this series, we will use specialized test equipment to demonstrate the impact of common installation errors on the DirecTV signal as it travels through the home network. So in this scenario, what we're going to demonstrate is the effect of attenuation on cabling. I'm going to use a network analyzer. The network analyzer basically is sweeping from one frequency to another while measuring the attenuation or loss as it scans across. Right now, the top trace is the attenuation or loss as it goes from 2.3 megahertz to over 2 gigahertz. Right here we have 2.3 megahertz, which is the FSK signal that we use for MoCA communication. This marker right here is the MoCA frequencies. Here are the SWIM frequencies, and at this end are the satellite A-band frequencies. The trace down here is showing the reflections, or basically all the energy that gets reflected back when it hits a splitter or a bad barrel or a loose connector. Ideally, you want the reflections to be down here. But as you'll see in the demonstrations, this is going to come up and this is going to come down as we introduce different impairments and for hardware. I'm going to insert a piece of DirecTV approved coax cable so you can see what it looks like on a network analyzer. So now with the coax connected, you can see how the attenuation has gone down over frequency. So over at the high end, we're probably down about 7 dB. As you can see here, with just cable, there's no reflections. So we're looking really good. And this is what's expected of coax cable. What I'm showing you now is 75 feet of cheap retail cable with unapproved connectors. And what you can see is we're now down 10 dB, or almost twice as much attenuation or loss over the DirecTV approved cable, which is why we don't want to use this cable. So in this scenario, I'm going to show you what happens when a cable is improperly prepped. In this situation, the connector is not crimped. Right now, without me moving it, you can see that there's no loss and the reflections are down where we want to keep them. Now if I start moving the cable, now you can see what happens. The signal gets attenuated and the reflection comes up to the point where it's unusable. Down here, this is the MoCA frequencies. As it is right now, MoCA will not work. Bad enough that the signal for the satellite is up here. It's going to have problems as well. But as you can see, with me moving the cable, this is what happens when you forget to crimp a connector. Bad customer experience. Okay, so the last one I showed you was with a loose connector. In this situation, we have a connector with a steel braid wrapped around the center conductor. And as you can see, as I move it, the frequency and the attenuation is all over the place. You can see it jumping up and down, as well as the reflection is almost a dead short. This is why it's important to be careful when you prep the cables. You want to make sure that you don't have any loose steel braids shorting out the center conductor that can cause situations such as this. Okay, now this is one that I know we've all done at one time or another, the smashed cable. This is what happens when you smash a cable. You're crimping or crushing the dielectric in that cable. You're basically changing the impedance of the 75 ohm cable. And what happens is the signal, although it doesn't attenuate a whole lot, the reflection comes up. You can see now we're way up here. What that means is we're going to get a distorted signal. The quality of the signal is not going to be very good, and it's going to be another bad customer experience. This is why if you have smashed cable, you really do need to replace it. Don't let it stay in the system. Even with me pressing on the cable, you can see that I'm changing the attenuation And basically I'm changing the impedance, causing more reflections into the network. Okay, so first I showed you what the smashed cable looked like on a network analyzer. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like on a spectrum analyzer. So a spectrum analyzer is a little different in that it scans across, and as it does, it measures the power of the signal at different frequencies. A little different than a network analyzer, and as you can see, the visual effect is much different. So we're looking at the smashed cable again. However, this time you get to see what it actually does to the satellite and the MoCA signals on the cable. As I press on the cable, you can see the signal is completely gone now. So depending on how hard the cable was smashed, you can see how much it attenuates or actually kills the signal. Again, which is why it's very important not to leave any smashed cable in the distribution. I'm going to show you what happens when a staple goes through a piece of coax cable. As you can see, I've got several staples in this one piece of cable, but what's interesting is it basically is totally killing the signal. There's not a lot of amplitude left here, but what's interesting is the reflection. Being up high like this, that is almost a total dead short, which means if you have any DC power going through that cable, you could possibly damage or burn out any hardware that might be connected to this cable. But now I'm going to show you what it looks like on a spectrum analyzer, which really hits home when you look at it. As you can see, with the stapled cable, there's absolutely no signal getting through. And what you're going to see on the AIM is either a low or no signal getting through, which means it's going to fail IV. So good practice, again, no staples, always use the approved clips. This is one of my all-time favorites, the flat cable. We've all used them, we know what they do. So picture this, the flat cable is in a door, the door is open. Now I'm going to close the door, look at the signal levels. See how they drop? This is also true when you put this in a window. Now this is a brand new flat cable. So imagine over time when you're using a used flat cable, eventually it's going to get smashed to the point where you're not going to have any signal at all. Just a word of caution, if you have to use a flat cable, just be aware that you're going to have issues, or you could have issues later on using it. We hope that today's demonstration of signal impacts will help you understand the importance of performing each step of the installation process properly and with care. With your help, hundreds of thousands of service calls can be eliminated each year and the customer experience improved dramatically. I'm Dave Keither. Thank you for your time.
Hun, are you getting any signal over there? It's not it.
You couldn't get it? Let me do it.
Let me. No. Pause it.
Try the
Turn it
guide.
on. Off.
Reset
Left.
it.
No.
What about this?
No.
How's this?
No.
Is this working?
Nope.
It's like an antenna. It's gonna work.
Did you try it?
I tried it.
Try it again. No.
Get in there. Fight harder. Come on, get it. I don't understand. Like, this should have been fixed. I don't understand why you didn't fix it. Now we have to fix it. I don't know what we're supposed to do. Like, look at everyone watching the way you have the TV service.
Good line of sight means there are no obstacles within 10 degrees of any satellite signal to be received at the ODU location. The Satellite AR app and others available are great for customer education when line of sight is blocked, but not accurate enough to verify line of sight when the window is tight due to obstacles. When line of sight is tight, accurate readings with an inclinometer will ensure service at the ODU location for years to come. Never install an ODU where line of sight requires a signal to pass through the bare branches of a tree. When leaves grow, the customer will lose service.
While technicians are not being asked to assist customers with registering on DirecTV.com or setting up the enhanced features in the DirecTV app, this video will take you through the steps to accomplish these tasks so you understand the process in case questions arise. Registering for access to DirecTV.com is simple and is the gateway to gaining access to all of AT&T DirecTV's online content, apps, and features. Simply navigate to DirecTV.com. Click the My Account tab, then Create Account button. Or install and open the DirecTV app on a mobile device and tap Create One next to the Don't Have an Account question. Have the customer enter their account number, which you can provide from the work order, or the phone number on their account and last 4 digits of the credit card they placed their order with. The customer would then enter their last name and click or tap Continue. Note: oftentimes the customer will have received an AT&T Access ID at the time they signed up for service. If this is the case, they simply need to sign in to DirecTV.com or the DirecTV app with their AT&T Access ID credentials. On the next page, the customer will enter their email address, create a password following the password rules, and click or tap Create Account. The customer is now ready to use DirecTV.com and the DirecTV apps. In order to take advantage of the enhanced features available from an HR44 or above, such as streaming all live programming in the customer's package and streaming or syncing recordings to a mobile device, a few things have to happen. First, the Genie must have the latest software and the apps must be up to date. Prior to activation, always force a software download on a newly installed Genie server to ensure the latest plugins will be requested upon broadband connection. But never force a download on an existing Genie server, as you may revert to a previous version. Check the software download tool on the dock for the latest versions and models to force downloads on. Next, the Genie must have its broadband features plugins installed. Ensure this happens by selecting OK, Reset Now after activating the Genie and connecting to broadband. Selecting Reset Later will delay the installation of plugins and the customer's access to on-demand, TV apps, Pandora, and the enhanced DirecTV app features. Once the plugins are installed and the service field in the mobile DVR section of the More System Info screen shows Ready for Clients, the customer is ready to activate the enhanced DirecTV app features. Note, it may take up to 24 hours for the Genie to become ready for mobile clients on new installs and up to 72 hours on the Genie swap scenarios. Once the Genie server is ready for clients, open the DirecTV app and verify it is on the same network as the Genie server by selecting the Genie server in the app's receivers menu. If you can control the Genie, you are on the same network. Next, navigate to the playlist menu and select My Downloads. Then select the Register option. Enter the DirecTV.com or AT&T Access ID password and tap Login. Wait for the app to find the Genie server. Wait for the mobile client to register to the Genie server. Customers who plan to frequently sync content to their mobile device may want to turn on Auto Prepare. Since prepared programs do take up additional hard drive space, customers who do not plan to sync often may want to skip turning on Auto Prepare. With the enhanced features activated, the customer can now stream virtually every channel they subscribe to, and stream or sync recordings of live programs. A few additional facts about the enhanced feature activation. The customer's first mobile device must be connected via Wi-Fi to the same broadband network in order to register. Up to 4 additional devices can be registered from anywhere in the United States with a solid Wi-Fi or mobile data connection. Only one mobile client can stream from the Genie server at a time. Streaming to a mobile client does use one of the Genie's 3 streams. For additional information about the DirecTV app, search DirecTV.com and the dock for keyword DirecTV app.